Hello and welcome back to I Think My Fridge is Haunted, a very creepy podcast for very creepy people like me. My name is Lana.
And my name is Gemma, and we are the weirdos, mister.
yeah, we are. We're the people that should be warned about. How are you? How are you feeling?
I'm good. As you said, we're coming to the end of spooky season now, almost, and we really like our decor, so we're considering keeping it.
Yeah, I think we should just keep it. It's so cute. It feels like cozy in
It's
here.
homely.
It's a little bit more cozy. We've got all these lights and cords and everything over here.
We should get a pumpkin spice candle as well, so it smells
that would be
real cozy too.
We just take over whenever we're here. We're like,
Chris will open the door like Monday morning. We're like, we live here now.
Sorry. This is where we live.
We've brought bunk beds.
Slings under all the benches. Yes. Yes, it is coming to the end of spooky season, but I don't know. I think we mentioned it before, but from now to the end of the year, I'm just full spook. Full Halloween celebration. Yeah, that's
Spirit
it.
of Halloween, spirit of Christmas.
I'm done. I'm done for the year. I'm checking out. Sorry, work. It's been very fun getting into the spirit of Halloween again, though.
Yep.
I'm researching lots of fun things. In fact, do you have a little fact for me?
I've got a fact that's going to blow your mind.
Oh, I love this. Yes.
Facts from the freezer.
Facts from the freezer.
I didn't know about this. And a viewer of ours called Linux Audio on YouTube, who comments on our YouTube sometimes, mentioned this.
Oh, thank you.
And they mentioned it because I think it was in one of my solos, I was talking about how Rose West in prison just used to knit and knit and knit.
Right.
Rose West of the West House of Horror murders. And she used to knit and knit and knit. And she wouldn't actually knit anything. It was just a long knit.
Oh.
Just kept going forever.
Just kept it going.
Just kept going.
Yeah.
And I think she just did it either to keep her mind occupied or to make her look homely.
Yes.
And not like a serial
More
killer.
innocent.
And anyway.
It's real cat.
So this viewer, Linux Audio, thank you so much for bringing this to my attention. Have you ever heard of the trichochuce?
Trichochuce.
Probably not pronouncing it right at all. Trichochuce is a term used as a nickname for the women in the French Revolution who sat knitting beside the guillotine during public executions.
Oh, okay. What? Why?
Next photo shoot, Angel, just so you know.
That would be perfect, actually.
Now, this was actually a form of rebellion or protest.
Okay.
And let me tell you why. It possibly began at the Women's March on Versailles on 5th of October, 1789. Thousands of working class women who were tired of high food prices, let them eat cake, and shortages marched to the palace to protest. As a result, they were treated as heroines to the people, sometimes referred to as mothers of the nation.
Oh, wow.
But eventually the government became more authoritarian. The rowdy women became a danger to the type of society that the government wanted to build.
Of course. Well, what kind of government was that? Was that no women involved, I'm guessing?
Oh, yeah.
At a minimum?
By 1793, so 4 years later, the women were excluded from their traditional seats in the galleries of the National Convention and later barred completely to form groups of any political assembly whatsoever. So they were silenced.
Of course.
So they decided they would gather at the guillotine and observe the daily public executions. So because they were excluded from protesting or having a say in anything political, the women became trichochuce, or the knitting women, performing a silent protest and gathering iconic status as they did.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's pretty crazy.
That's some badass women.
It's like, fine, I will sit here and knit as you kill people
kill
on a production
people.
line.
Yeah, we'll make this uncomfortable for everyone.
Yeah.
Wow. I like the turn they took. They were like, can't talk? Don't worry about it. I'm going to write fuck you in my name.
In a very nice crochet.
Yes. That's amazing. God, women are badasses, aren't they?
You may silence our voices, but you will not silence the clicking of our toenails.
It will haunt you to the day you die.
We'd like to give a shout out to Fruit Bowl Dice for sponsoring this video. Fruit Bowl Dice are your ultimate online destination for tabletop gaming dice. Based in Melbourne, their carefully curated collection boasts a variety of vibrant dice, perfect for tabletop gaming enthusiasts and curious collectors alike. Fruit Bowl Dice take pride in offering something for every adventurer and role player, regardless of their RPG system. Please take a moment to explore their magical selection and discover the joy of adding these colourful treasures to your gaming experience. And Fruit Bowl Dice have informed us that they are happy to offer customers who use our affiliate code FRIDGE a free surprise gift with their purchase. So use the word FRIDGE on the second page of checkout to secure your free gift with purchase. Our code FRIDGE can stack with a discount code, so if you have a discount code, you can use it in conjunction with our affiliate code. Don't forget, our affiliate code is FRIDGE. That's FRIDGE. Now back to the podcast.
Well, it's good that you did a historical fact for us today because, shocking no one, I'm bringing a historical story to us today.
It's been a while.
It has actually been a little while.
Yeah.
It's because they're tough. They're tough stories to write.
Let's put the corsets on and the, well, maybe no, yeah, stays at least.
Just
Stays
pop some
and,
stays on.
because I think we're more farm women than aristocracy, aren't we?
Yeah, we're
more
out there.
of the village.
Yeah, if the apple dance taught us anything, we are. We belong in the forest in little bonnets.
Yeah, yeah. Picking some cabbage and such.
Yes, pulling the carrots out.
Collecting eggs.
God, that sounds nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, it kind of does.
Sounds like a nice life. Just not all the sexism and the racism. Let's get rid of that. But not only am I bringing you a historical story today, I'm bringing you a mystery. So it's a little,
Okay.
It's got a little bit of an open end to it. So I have a mystery for you. And when we think of serial killers, there are quite a few names that come to mind, of course. People like Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy, Jeffrey Dahmer, all the classics, if you will. We know they're serial killers because they either get caught, they turn themselves in, or they brag about it in court or jail.
It's the head in the fridge for me.
Head in the fridge. You really can't walk past that one, can you? You can't be like, keep on going. Yeah. Something gives them up, doesn't it?
yeah,
We
yeah.
know. And then they like to brag about it. Or, bodies under the floorboards start coming out.
Right.
But today's serial killer did none of those things. And he got away with it. And I'm going to let you decide what happened to him as well.
Well, lucky I've got my energy drink.
I shall sip my V and ponder.
Energy drink of justice. Not sponsored.
Not yet. Not yet.
Merch energy drink of justice.
Solve murders fast. Someone done that. Okay. So we're going to talk about Bela Kiss today, also known as the Vampire of Czinkota. So I'm not going to go too far back because, like most historical stories, we don't know a lot about Bela Kiss, but him in particular, his birth year is documented as 1877. So it's not that far back in history.
Okay.
But details surrounding his early life are quite scarce. So we don't really know where necessarily he came from and kind of any education, social interactions or anything noteworthy that led to what he ended up doing as well.
Right. So it's far back enough that we don't know a great deal about
We
him.
don't know a great deal. Bela Kiss was as mysterious and as elusive as a vampire might be, making it difficult to kind of draw the conclusions of why this happened. But I'm going to let you decide. There's quite a lot of open-ended ideas of what happened to him as well.
Okay.
So in the spring of 1912, the tall, dark and handsome, roughly 35-year-old Bela Kiss and his pretty wife Maria Kiss moved to the quiet provincial town of Czinkota, which is just outside the skirts of Budapest in Hungary.
Right.
They moved into a large, withdrawn house on the outskirts of the village.
Sounds fantastic.
Doesn't it sound fabulous?
I want a large withdrawn house.
In a nice provincial town.
Yeah.
It sounds lovely.
It's the creepy house.
Yeah, the house at the end of the road.
Yeah.
At first glance, Bella appeared relatively unremarkable. He was like a medium tall kind of build. He was reserved and somewhat solitary, although his black handlebar mustache gave him quite a distinct look, I suppose. People recognized him. Now, I'll give you...
Handlebar moustache.
So this is allegedly a photo of him in 1915.
He's a handsome man, isn't
He
he?
is a handsome man. And there's a photo later as well, but this is and it's quite fetching.
Holy. Oh, wow.
That's not just a handlebar, that's like a Harley. Like that's a lot of mustache.
So usually I would see a handlebar moustache would go down, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That one's like...
It's going like up to his ears. It's like creating this grin. It's really interesting.
He's got some product in there.
Kiss had his own tinsmithing business, suggesting he'd built a successful and seemingly respectable trade before moving. The nature of his work involved handling large metal containers.
Right. Like storage.
Yeah.
Probably a good profession.
Good profession back in the day.
Right.
Yeah. And this is 1912 as well. They're getting ready for the First World War as well.
Oh, wow. So did you shipping all kinds of things from food to
Absolutely.
munitions.
Busy.
I'd think he'd be busy.
Smart man as well. His wife Marie was 15 years younger and was known for her beauty and her flirtatious demeanour.
Okay.
Hungry,
She sounds fun.
doesn't she? Marie Kiss. Have you met Marie? She's fabulous. Hungary at the time was facing deep social unrest. There was overcrowding, unemployment, and low wages, which was straining the population.
World War I was building.
Exactly. The looming shadow of World War was growing darker with each passing year. Particularly in Europe, you're definitely hearing at least about it. Against this backdrop, Bela Kiss distinguished himself as a man who appeared generous and helpful, assisting the poor and caring for the sick. He was always fulfilling his obligations. He was not in debt, and while he was an amateur astrologer and allegedly fond of occult practices, he was seen of good character.
Okay.
To his neighbours, he seemed charitable and dependable. His life appeared to have been supposedly unremarkable. No one questioned him or where his money came from as well. They really don't know where they came from
Okay.
necessarily. They just turned up one day.
Nice guy, likes witchcraft.
Likes the stars.
Right. Okay.
In their home, Bella was intensely jealous and possessive of his wife, Marie, and of anyone who sought his young wife's attention. Bella forbid Marie from keeping male company at all. No friends, no talking, no nothing.
Okay.
However,
That guy.
yeah.
Yeah. You can't wear that.
However, Kiss would often travel to Budapest for business or personal affairs, and he kept an apartment there. And a lonely Marie back home found companionship in an artist named Paul Beccari. So while the husband's away, she plays with this big hunky artist.
Right. Okay.
On Christmas Eve of 1912, just 6 months after moving to the estate, Marie reportedly gave Bella a note. She had left him to run away with the new artist lover, leaving Bella and her lonely life behind.
Okay.
So she was done. She was out of there.
Yeah.
To the town, it seemed like an act of a wayward young woman. She's like 20-ish, so yeah, makes sense. But to Bella, it was a devastating betrayal.
Right.
Both Marie and her lover mysteriously disappeared shortly after this. And Kiss told his neighbours that the adulterous couple ran away together and immigrated to America. Sure. Okay.
The old she joined a cult.
Yeah, exactly. She ran away. Bela was stricken with grief and unable to care for himself. He was taken into the care of an elderly widow, Miss Jakobek, hired by the constable of the town to tend and live at the house with Bela. I know. Why?
Well, it's that male loneliness epidemic.
Yeah, it's been happening a long, long time. Imagine being the mayor of that town being like, oh, God, get him a widow. Come on. Get him a lady.
Yeah.
Help him out.
It's just the concept that a single man has to have a woman to look
I
after
know.
them is
Well,
ridiculous.
The elderly widow is not doing anything, so
Well, it might have been nice for her.
yeah.
Hey, I'm moving in with a younger, attractive man.
Yeah, right?
I'm going to cook for him. He's
Yeah.
going to love it.
Yeah, it'd be great. I have something to do, sure.
Yeah. Big house.
Yeah. Mrs. Jakobek helped his health soon improve, and then her focus was on keeping a stocked and tidy household, especially when Bela was away on business. Mr. Kiss only had two boundaries for Miss Jakobek. It was leaving the house when he was bringing over a lady friend, of which he allegedly would send her on paid holidays when he would come home and bring a lady friend.
Oh, right.
And there was one room in the house that no one was permitted to go in. Pretty standard.
Okay.
Don't go in this room. Be out of here when I bring a lady over, would you?
It's giving me don't look through the keyhole in that hotel.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
But also Patrick Mahon when he takes his ladies down to the beach. What was it? The beach house in Cornwall? No, not Cornwall. Brighton
Yes.
in England.
Yeah. No witnesses, if you will, is what it's starting to sound like. But Mrs. Jakobek, like all of us, is human. And eventually
Like,
curiosity.
do what you like. I'm in Bali.
Yeah. What do I care? I've gone to, I don't know, somewhere else.
Yugoslavia.
Yeah. I'll visit my parents, will I? Eventually curiosity overcame her, as it does. Peering through the keyhole of the locked room.
Nothing but red.
Nothing but red. She saw a collection of large metal barrels lined against the wall, about 6 or 7 barrels, and much like the ones that he'd used in his tinsmithing business.
Right.
She assumed that it contained illegal alcohol, a la moonshine, and the rumours quickly spread around town.
Oh, she talked too.
Of course she did.
Come
She was like,
on.
I saw dodgy.
I saw boxes.
Yeah, I saw tins. I saw metal barrels in the tinsmith's house. God forbid. Eventually the rumour got around, of course, and then the constable confronted Kiss about this. Kiss then explained that the barrels held petrol. He was stockpiling in anticipation for a wartime shortage. His story was acceptable and the matter was dropped. Dropped without anyone bothering to check the barrels. They just believed him.
I guess there's no reason not to, though. It's
No.
his premises. There's no weird smell, apparently.
No, the war is coming.
War is coming.
It's not unusual to stockpile.
Right.
Sure.
In preparation. And all that petrol could be beneficial to the community
Exactly
at some point.
right. We'll keep that in mind for later.
Okay.
So not long after, Kiss then dismissed Mrs. Jakobek entirely. Told her, stop spreading rumours. Bye.
Right.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
His trips then to Budapest increased, and locals often noticed that he would return late in the night and sometimes in the company of ladies. On more than one occasion, a woman was seen entering his house, but no one reported seeing them leave. Soon, more barrels would appear, and now the outside of the house, they migrated into the yard.
They had barrels outside now as well. And I'm guessing no one's questioning it because it's petrol.
It's
for the
petrol.
war.
It's a tinsmith. Of course he's got tin barrels around.
Right.
At the same time, though, Disturbing reports from Budapest began to surface of a man who courted women with flattery and promises of a lavish life, only to rob and assault them. Some describe being drugged and strangled, but waking up stripped of their jewelry, and usually in odd places. They'd go out for a date and be wined and dined, but at the end of the night, they would end up waking up in a park without their money and without their jewels.
Okay.
It was quite a disturbing thing that was happening.
Yeah.
The man would place personal ads under the alias of Hoffman in the Budapest newspaper, claiming to be a lonely widower looking for marriage. Remember when there was marriage columns in the newspaper? Back in the day?
Well, I guess back then you didn't just date to date.
Yeah.
You dated with a life plan.
Purpose. He would engage in written letters with numerous women, many who were widows or single women seeking companionship or marriage. His letters would likely present a charming and respectable persona, but later when women came forward and confirmed the mystery man was in fact luring vulnerable and lonely women. This Hoffman then became a wanted man. So they wanted to find this guy, understandably. Mm-hmm. Suspicions deepened when two widows from Budapest travelled to meet with Hoffman after corresponding with him through matrimonial advertisements. Both women vanished, but not after withdrawing their life savings. Police attempted to locate Hoffman, but he too had disappeared.
Well, it's not even his real name.
No, well,
So,
we don't know. We don't know who this guy is. We don't know where he's gone.
right.
Unfortunately, the outbreak of the First World War in 1914 erupted any further investigation.
Easier to disappear.
There's something a bit more pressing going on.
Everybody's looking the other way.
Yeah, exactly right. Bela Kiss was drafted into the Austro-Hungarian army and marched to fight in World War II. Before leaving...
One.
Sorry, thank you. Why two? Oh, my God.
Time jump.
Yeah. Whoa.
How many barrels are there now?
World War II. I think I talked about World War II a lot. Bela Kiss was drafted into the Austro-Hungarian army and marched to fight in World War I. Before leaving, he secured his house and left it allegedly in the hands of Mrs. Jakobek.
Okay.
And this was the last time the town ever saw him. 2 years after Kiss's departure, rumours began to circulate that he'd been killed or captured while fighting in the Carpathian Mountains. There was a story, like kind of a little side tidbit, that Bela Kiss's neighbour received a letter from Bela, and when the neighbour replied, the letter came back a couple days later undelivered, and they were said that Bela had died, so it couldn't be delivered.
It would be easy to go missing in a wartime like that with so little technology.
Right?
People could probably presume that you died on the front lines.
Yes.
And you could have just gone to America.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of prime time for people like Bela.
Yeah.
In July of 1916, the Budapest police received an alarming correspondence from a landlord in Czinkota, believing that he had discovered the evidence of a murder on his property. The landlord explained that a soldier named Bela Kiss had rented his house that he owned in the town, but Bela had to let the lease lapse, if you will.
Okay, so Bella and Marie
rented
this that house.
Yes,
Right.
from this landlord. And the rumour now was that Kiss had either been killed on the Eastern Front, captured by Russians, was a prisoner of war, or possibly just killed in battle.
Had been died. Had been died.
Had been died.
Yes.
He'd been died real well.
And the landlord was probably like, well, this tenant's obviously not coming back.
Yeah, he's not paying rent.
Let's go fix the house up and get some new tenants in there.
Exactly right. Well, the casualties were high at the Eastern Front, and his landlord took these rumours as perfectly believable. He decided to clear out Kiss's belongings from his rented house and put in a new tenant.
Right.
Understandable. Outside of the house, he found 7 large metal drums. When he punctured one of the drums, a nauseating smell overwhelmed him. He was immediately accosted by the smell of death and decomposition.
I wonder if the drums had been welded shut. That's why he had to puncture it.
Well, that was a very good guess, if you will. Horrified, the landlord quickly called the constable. The police chief remembered the gasoline barrels at Kiss's house and went to investigate, but also to acquire the petrol for the Hungarian army's war efforts.
Right.
It's a perfect setup for it. Like, oh, yeah, that's right. He had that.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Thank you. I had to go there anyway.
But it's not petrol, is it?
Is
it though?
But it's not
Could it
petrol,
be?
is it? When sent to seize the barrels, soldiers made a grim discovery when they pried them open. The airtight top of the barrels was sealed with lead and had been loosened with an axe, and a terrible stench emanated from it. Instead of gasoline, the barrels were filled with preserved bodies of women, strangled, sewn into bags, and folded into the drums.
Wow.
Another barrel, another corpse.
Okay, so a barrel is one
Person.
body.
Fully preserved person as well.
In substance?
Yes, so there was what looked to be like wood alcohol or methanol put in it as well. So there was like floating kind of liquid on the top, but when they looked down further, they discovered a body inside.
Usually when serial killers put bodies in barrels, it's for them to A, decompose, or B, be dissolved in some sort of acidic substance.
Yeah, not preserved.
Why preserve them?
Why indeed? So after the detectives arranged for a mortician to collect the victims found in the metal drums, they began to search Kiss's home and the grounds around it, finding even more bodies that had been buried. I don't know if it was buried in drums or if they were just buried.
Okay.
Each of the victims, even though they had been buried, had been preserved in alcohol. So there you go.
Because when you're preserving a body, you're not only preserving the person, their identity, but you're preserving clues.
Yeah, evidence.
Evidence.
Straight up. Like, why? The bodies were still recognizable and could be easily identified with some clues. You're right.
Wow.
You are spot on. The chief notary, together with some police officers. Now, this is what I found. Some people say that they were prisoners of war, did this, because obviously the police didn't want to do it. But they found a female body in each of the 7 barrels, and a search of Kiss's house resulted in a total of 26 bodies. 2 of the bodies were Marie Kiss and her lover, Paul Beccari.
Right. Which surprises no one.
Which surprises no one. So 2 lovers, 23 women, and 1 other man as well. Maybe just pissed him off or something.
Yeah.
I don't know why he preserved him though. An author, a famed Austrian-Hungarian author at the time, was present and described the following kind of scene. I stood there in the cemetery in front of the tin barrels and watched one by one as the containers of the open barrels were poured out onto the autopsy table. The tin barrels were different heights, equally tinned, precisely with precise work. Those who opened the first barrels did not doubt for a moment that the other contents were the same, although this assumption meant it was an unimaginable horror.
Right. So had he custom made a barrel for each person?
Yes,
essentially?
more of that quote goes on to talk about how precise and well done the barrels had been, and even the preservation of each of the people. It was so precise. It was like a master had done it. So I reckon he's made the barrels as well.
Right.
In another report, he'd ordered the barrels, so who knows? But if he's a tinsmith, I would say that he'd made them.
Yeah. He's got the probably the tools to be able to do it. And,
Exactly.
yeah.
His own space and area.
Forge. Is
He
it
can do
forge?
it. Yeah, I
don't know.
guess.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm thinking like blacksmithy kind of
That
vibes,
type
right?
of, yeah.
Yeah. So each of the women and the people who came to Bela Kiss's house were strangled. Kiss pickled their corpses, if you will, in wood alcohol and methanol, and then sealed them in the airtight metal drums. Some of the bodies reportedly had puncture marks in their necks. Autopsies revealed that Kiss had drained them of their blood before burial. And as the blood was never found, Budapest buzzed with the rumor that he drank it all.
Okay.
And the blood was never found. They never ever found it. So where's it gone? Where's it gone, Bella?
Yeah, but like, it's blood. You can just take it to the forest and like
Get rid of it.
pour it into the earth, right?
Right? But that's not fun.
No, it's not fun. But or you could take it to wherever the butchers pour their blood.
Exactly.
Or if you wanted to be really gross, you could make black pudding out of it and sell it.
That is true. It is wartime. It's whatever you can make.
Yeah.
That would have been so grim.
Or, just down the drain.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe he's just doing that old thing where just put it in the bath for, a couple of days? I don't know how long it takes.
It's quite a detailed process, though, to do for each person and to do it hidden as well.
He's a weird guy.
A weird guy. So faced with a complicated case, Detective Chief Charles Nagy, head of detectives in Budapest, took decisive action. He ordered that Bela Kiss to be arrested if he was still on the front and had the manhunt communicated to the army within the hour. He warned postal and telegraph authorities nearby to intercept any messages to Kiss, fearing an accomplice.
He's long gone, though, isn't he?
Yeah. It's years now.
Right.
Years.
Could be anywhere.
Literally. As news of the gruesome discovery spread throughout the town and, of course, Budapest, Nagy aimed to prevent any warning reaching Kiss. Unfortunately for the detective, the name Bela and Kiss were extremely common Hungarian names at the time, and perhaps the name was chosen by design. Maybe his name isn't that.
Maybe it's a fake name.
Again.
Right. So he's kind of calling himself John Smith.
Yeah, essentially.
Right.
So he's done a bit of a sneaky. Finally, the detective focused on the identity of the victims. The clues from the metal containers were very sparse, but he was able to locate embroidered initials KV on one piece of clothing and what he thought was a faint MT on a handkerchief. I believe someone else got discovered as well by a wedding ring. So inside the house that Mrs. Jakobek had kept immaculate for 2 years, the detective found her sitting in the kitchen almost paralyzed with fear. We've got someone else that was living in that house. So Mrs. Jakobek had protested at the opening of the barrels, simply trying to protect her employer.
Because he said, don't do it.
Don't do it. But she was instead immediately arrested as assumed to be an accomplice of the grisly murders, which makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, I would too. The distressed housekeeper strongly denied any knowledge of the bodies or knowing the names of any of the women. They later learned that the serial killer had left her a small amount of money in his will, and she was later cleared of any suspicions. So he cared about her. Like, he really did care about her. The only person.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. She looked after him for a long time. Don't know.
Do you think he had some kind of incel-y kind of ideations? And because she was a widow who had married a man, she'd done her job as a wife.
Yeah.
She'd become a widow through no fault of her own. That's why he had some kind of respect for her.
Maybe there was no appeal for what else he was doing, but maybe some kind of respect.
And in any case, like, to an extent, she followed his rules.
Well, yes, she did, to a T, I'll mind you, to her own detriment almost.
She did look through the key.
She did. While being questioned, the housekeeper stated that Kiss had told her to never enter a certain room of the house nor let anyone else in it. Mm-hmm. Police broke down the door and the chief detective entered the room. They then found all the evidence they needed. The room was lined with bookshelves filled with volumes of books on topics like poisoning and strangulation.
Right.
And, of course, occult readings.
Books on strangulation.
Yeah. What's that book about? Like, what? And obviously, but, like, how are you making a whole book out of that?
Strangulation.
How to do. Strangulation for dummies.
Oh my God.
Literally. Inside a desk in the room were letters and documents revealing that Kiss had spent more than a decade corresponding with dozens of women. He'd advertised in Budapest's newspapers under the name Hoffman, surprising no one.
Right.
Claiming to be a lonely man in search of a wife, preferably one with a small fortune.
He said that. Would be advantageous.
Yes. It became quite clear as they read many, many letters that Bela Kiss was defrauding these women of their savings, in many cases their entire financial resources, and some of the letters went as far back as 1903.
Oh.
Long, long time. He'd been doing this. 11.
He was like early mid-20s, like 24 years old.
Yep. Doing this.
Wow.
I really want to know the backstory. I want to know like where he was, and I'm sure it'll come out eventually, or someone has the answer. But he'd place ads in the marriage columns of several newspapers and had selected mainly women who had no relatives living nearby and knew no one else would notice their disappearance.
The less dead.
Yeah.
He's targeting people that are not going to be necessarily missed, or if they are, it's going to take a while.
Yes.
Like, oh yeah, she lives in the countryside. We only hear from her every 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. So that old chestnut, if you
Right.
will. He wooed them and convinced them to send him money. Police also found an old court records that indicated that two of his victims had initiated court proceedings because he had taken money from them. Both women had disappeared and the cases were dismissed. Kiss reportedly received 174 marriage proposals over the time.
Oh.
Yeah, through his advertising, and accepted no less than 74 of the proposals. At least 22 to 24 came to Czinkota and met their end.
Okay. So these women came to the town thinking they were going to get married.
Yes.
Swindled out of their money, killed, on to the next one.
Exactly right, and rinse and repeat, if you will. Using the correspondence letters, Nagy was able to identify several of the bodies of women reported missing, which was some rare good news.
I wonder if his wife was the first.
Yeah, I don't know. If he'd been doing it since 1903, I don't think she was like the first,
no.
but I reckon she was the first there.
Right.
Yeah.
So why did he bother marrying her?
Don't know. Maybe she was rich.
Yeah, but he's got rich women. He's just taking their money and offing them.
Yeah.
So why did he maybe she just was really pretty and he just thought she will make me look good.
Yeah, exactly. And he was so possessive of her. Maybe, as you said, maybe she was a pawn in this, what he was doing. Less suspicion of the married man.
Right.
But then she ran off and he was like, well, better make a new barrel.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Maybe that's why they moved in the first place. Maybe there's another house nearby that has barrels stacked up.
Right.
Don't know. On the 4th of October in 1916, Detective Nagy received a letter that stated that Kiss was in recovery in a Serbian hospital. However, when the detective arrived to the hospital, he was too late. Kiss had fled and left the corpse of another soldier in his bed. The detective alerted all Hungarian police, but the alleged sightings were all false.
So he had been, say, injured or ill and had been sent to a hospital, but he just stayed long enough to get
Better.
reasonably well so that he could abscond.
Yeah. Or he's
Okay.
using someone else's name. Like maybe he's used this soldier's name, or I don't know, just looks similar. Yeah.
Right.
Speculation arose that Kiss had perhaps faked his death by exchanging identities with a dead soldier named Macquarie during the war. He was seemingly cited numerous times in the following years. Various rumors circulated that, including that he'd been imprisoned for burglary. That's a hard word for burglary in Romania, or that he died of yellow fever in Turkey. There was just so many reports of seeing this man. In 1920, a soldier in the French Foreign Legion reported another legionnaire named Hoffman, the name Kiss had used for his letters, and who had boasted how good he was at using a garrote, which is for strangulation. Exactly. And he fit Kiss's description. Hoffman abandoned his posting before police could reach him. So he is bragging about it and he is going around. He's doing the classic thing.
Right.
But he's just getting away before they get there.
Yeah.
The last known supposed sighting occurred in New York City in 1932.
I had a feeling he'd go to the US.
Yes. Escape somehow. Go to the land of opportunity, if you will.
Which a lot of people did around that time.
That year, homicide detective Henry Oswald was certain that he observed Kiss emerging from a New York City subway in Times Square in Manhattan. These were also rumors that Kiss was living in the city, working as a janitor, although these could be not verified. And when police went to interview the janitor, he had already left. Kiss's eventual fate and the exact number of victims remains unknown. The puncture marks, the blood gone, his skill at mesmerizing women, and his ability to vanish into thin air led to the nickname Bela Kiss, the Vampire of Czinkota.
Right.
So Bela Kiss would be 148 years old today in 2025. He evaded, dodged, and slipped both the police and the army. So is he a vampire or is he just a really clever con man? And I hope one day we'll know. And that is the story of Bela Kiss.
Okay, thank you for explaining all that. I didn't know about it. I knew of the story, but I didn't really know the story.
I think I'd heard about him before, but I didn't realize how crazy the story is.
I feel like a real vampire would be better at covering their tracks.
Yeah. Why preservation? That's the big one for me.
That is very, very strange.
Like, I mean, he did get away with it for so long, just saying that it's petrol. And then obviously the war starting, he got away anyway. So he's like, well, I'm not coming back here. So
maybe he thought methanol would do the opposite.
Degrade, yeah,
Degrade
true.
the bodies rather than preserve them.
That's true. Maybe he did. Maybe he thought, oh, they'd disappear and it'd just look like petrol one day. That's a good point, actually.
Yeah, maybe he's just got that wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
And he had some sort of access to a stash of methanol through whatever means. And he thought, that'll do. It's a chemical. It smells bad.
Yeah. Ooh,
Can't be good for you.
surely that'll sort him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, wood alcohol, I imagine, is a methanol as well, because they mentioned it was wood alcohol.
Wood alcohol.
Which I suppose you could get an excess of being a tinsmith. I know it's not the same as tin, but I'm sure he could be like, oh, well, I need it for this.
There must be a connection.
Yeah. I can feel it. There's a connection.
Like in the Jolly Joseph case, the cyanide was used to polish the gold. So she got the gold, the cyanide from the jeweler and so forth.
Easy way to cover your tracks, really.
Yeah. Do I think he's a vampire? No, I don't. So many holes in the case.
Yeah.
I have so many questions. I feel that maybe the puncture marks maybe were because maybe there's like a vein there or something like that he knew would drain the body if you put it in the right place.
Yes. I'm picturing like them hanging upside down, like
Something like that.
draining it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Where did the blood go? I think it's just in the ground.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's just absorbed.
He's buried some of the bodies, so maybe he's just chucked, I don't know, sprinkled some blood around as well.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Put it in the garden.
Yeah. He had a beautiful garden, a thriving garden by chance. Well, it just goes to show that gossip can be helpful.
Yeah, true.
Gossip is good sometimes.
He's gonna gossip, which is why I don't think he's a real vampire, because a real vampire would have covered his tracks much, much better than that.
But he would have only, like, if he lived a long life, he would have only died in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
So what else has he done? Is there other mysteries out there that
Yes.
he's responsible for?
Yeah. Could he be responsible for other unsolved crimes?
Yeah, exactly. He's a mystery, this one. And there is a lot more theories, essentially.
I bet there's a stack of theories.
Oh, yeah. I didn't say my sources at the start, but one of them is my favorite, which is Watcher on YouTube. And Shane Madej did this story, and he did a lot of different theories about what could have happened as well. True Crime Archives, Lost in History, Crime Library, Historic Mysteries, all of them. Just about every single source I had a different story. Same kind of vibe, but different details about him. He was such a mystery that we're not sure. We don't know where he ended up. It's, fascinating. Did he even go to war? Did he just use it as an advantage to bounce around places?
I think he did go to war because other soldiers
We're spotting him.
and say, I spoke to that guy.
Yeah.
Like he was in my regiment.
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Even to live through all of that, I'm like, that's still pretty impressive. If he did. Big if he did. I feel like a big black handlebar mustache couldn't have been that rare in the 1910s, 1920s.
He obviously enjoyed killing because otherwise why couldn't he just embezzle the money from the woman and then, like, I don't know, invest it wisely?
Yeah. He'd be worth squillions today.
Right? Why keep doing it over and over and over again?
He even did leave some of the women. He left them out in the park unconscious. Like, why couldn't he have just kept doing that? Like, why do you have to kill him? I think part of it is to do with the occult as well. He was quite fascinated.
Yes, we didn't really hear too much about that, the context of his occult fascination.
Yeah, we don't know the depths of what he was into, and I think he had some conversations with people, but wasn't very outwards with it. I think obviously it would have raised more suspicion to be like, oh, and also I love Satan. Woo! Like,
Well, if he was into, occultism, that kind of thing, what if he was also into things like the Book of the Dead, Egyptian history, that sort of thing? What if he was preserving the bodies as some sort of mummification?
yeah, true.
But then again, it's not like he buried them respectfully.
Yeah. Really, I'll get them later. I'll pull them out later.
I need to think about this.
Yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one, isn't it?
I think this could lead me down a rabbit hole.
I think so. I imagine like a lot of people got away with a lot of things because war started.
Yeah. Easy.
And
Especially
out.
easy for a man.
Well, exactly right. Just get away with it, move on to the next thing. He's an interesting one. I really enjoyed writing this story.
Really interesting.
There is heaps of just tidbits and little things and speculations and blah, blah, blah. I tried to make it as streamlined as I could for this one, but go have a look. Go investigate some Bela Kiss. I think he's definitely a name. Like, I imagine like Bela Lugosi then came from this and,
Maybe.
like that. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, as we said, the Bela.
Bella was a popular name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But vampire as well is very interesting.
Okay.
If you find anything, please let me know. I would love to know.
That's really interesting. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
What do you guys think about Bela Kiss? Do you think he died in the war? Do you think he lived a long, illustrious life in America? Tell us what you think. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a comment. You can also come and join us on Instagram.
Yes.
Because occasionally we do lives. Which
Yes, we've been doing a few lives. It was very fun.
Yeah.
And then you can get in the conversation straight away, which is really good.
Yeah.
I'd love to do another one, actually. We should do another one.
We should do one. Right. Maybe we'll talk about the new monster series.
Maybe we should start out. I think my TV is haunted finally.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. It's been started. It's just maybe we should make it a section.
We totally should.
I would love that. Well, thank you very much, Gemma. I had a really good time doing this one.
Everybody have a wonderful Halloween.
Yes, have a spooky time, please. And that's my favorite thing to do. Until next time, Fridgies, be creepy.
But do not be a creep.
Goodbye.
Bye.